Hello students, before understanding sound, we must know how sound is produced. Sound is a form of energy that creates the sensation of hearing in our ears. But where does sound come from? Sound is produced by vibrating objects. Vibration means a rapid to and fro motion of an object. For example, when we plug a rubber band, it vibrates and produce sound. Similarly, a bird flapping its wings, a drum when stuck, and a tuning fork when hit also vibrate and produce sound. Even our own voice is produced because of vibration in the vocal cord present in our throat. So remember one important point: no vibration equal to no sound. Now let's understand how sound travel from one place to another. Sound needs a material medium to travel from the source to the listener. This material through which sound travel is called a medium. A medium can be solid, liquid or gas. For example, sound travels through air, which is a gas. It can also travel through water, which is a liquid, and it can travel through a string or metal rod, which are solids. One very important fact is that sound cannot travel in a vacuum because there are no particles present to carry the vibrations. Therefore, sound always required a material medium. Now, let's see what actually happened when sound travels. Suppose a vibrating object starts vibrating, it pushes the nearby particle of the medium and disturbs them from their original position. These disturbed particles then push the next particles, the sound particles disturb the third particles, and the process continues. Meanwhile, each particle returns back to its original position after vibrating, so the particles themselves do not travel from the source to the listener, only the disturbance moves forward. This disturbance carries energy from one place to another. Therefore, sound travels through the transfer of disturbance and energy. Since sound travels as a disturbance carrying energy, we called it a wave. A wave is a disturbance that transfer energy from one point to another. An important thing to remember is that the particles of the medium do not move along with the wave. They only vibrate about their mean position. Because sound travel in the form of wave, it is called a sound wave. Particle can vibrate in two different ways. They can vibrate parallel to the direction of the wave or perpendicular to the direction of wave. Based on this, wave are classified into two types. Now let's understand the two main types of waves. The first type is the longitudinal wave. In a longitudinal wave, the particle vibrate parallel to the direction of wave propagation. Sound waves are example of longitudinal waves. Waves in a string are also longitudinal waves. The second type of the transverse wave. In a transverse wave, the particle vibrate perpendicular to the direction of the wave propagation. Example include wave on a rope or string and ripple on the surface of water. So remember, parallel vibration gives a longitudinal wave, perpendicular vibration gives a transverse wave. Let's compare longitudinal and transverse waves. In a longitudinal wave, particles vibrate parallel to the direction of the wave. Example are sound waves and waves in a string. These waves can travel through solid, liquid and gases. In a transverse wave, particles vibrate perpendicular to the direction of the wave. Example are waves on a rope and ripple on water surface. These waves generally travel in solid and on the surface of liquids. Another important difference is the longitudinal wave have compression and refraction. Compression are region where particles are close together, while refraction are region where the particles are separate apart. These are not observed in transverse wave. So these are the major difference between longitudinal and transverse wave. That's all for today's lecture. In the next video, we will study compression and rarefaction in detail and understanding more properties of sound. Thank you.